Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Billy Goat Brand's channel, investing in the next generation of food with a portfolio of assets, of which we have the pleasure to be joined by Doug from the Billy Goat portfolio brand that is Evanes. Welcome, sir.
Great to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
And a pleasure to have you just to get some insights around what is going on with this company specifically, because you guys kind of have a stated goal to have a future without single-use plastics. Can you kind of give us a brief elevator pitch into what kind of products you're developing and just kind of what you're doing over there?
Sure. No, I'm happy to. We currently sell food services items like straws and cups and things like that, made out of biopolymers, which are plant-based products that compost, which I think is very, very important. We're about to launch our own proprietary products, which are a molded starch fiber product, which is different and exciting than anything else that's out in the market right now. It's a significantly less cost, half the cost of many compostable items that are currently in the market, and much more rigid, much more, able to sort of, meet the needs of what people have seen in the past with styrofoam and plastics, but certainly, taking away the concern that many have for the environment and making certain that we move forward with a truly circular economy.
Yeah, and I've noticed that the demand for those straws has been really taking off from the manufacturing side of it. But can you get to kind of discuss the plant-based technology that you guys are currently using to develop this stuff, and maybe just break down some of the cost structure behind it, how it compares to the traditional,
Sure. Sure. Now, the biopolymers themselves are a little bit more expensive than traditional plastics or styrofoam. But if you take a look at the overall cost structure, they're still very, very affordable. We sell a standard straw for about 1.50 cents, and that's certainly well within what people have seen in the economies of scale that people need to have it at. Basically, the importance of it and really where we need to go is, recycling for many items is certainly a viable option from a circular economy standpoint, but for many items, it's simply not viable. One of the big difficulties we have with recycling is the take up of it. 20% of things are actually recycled that are recyclable today, so there's just very little take up of it. And one of the difficulties it is contamination, and whether that's food contamination or other contamination, it's a huge issue. And so having compostable products for food services is very, very important, because what it allows for people to do is to use the item, eat their meal off of it, have some, of the burger and some of the French fries and ketchup still, on the item, or some of the pop and the ice still in the cup. And if all of these items are compostable, you just have to throw them in one bin. And I think that's one of the reasons why people don't like recycling is they're faced with 5 or 6 different bins, and they look at them sort of, their eyes glaze over and they say, which of these 5 bins should I throw this into? And, they, rather than sort of separating it and putting some things in one and some things in another, the vast majority of people look at it and say, which should most of my things go in, and all of them go into that one, which contaminates that bin. The next person then goes and does it again. And of course, that's why things don't get recycled. If everything is compostable, it all goes into the green bin. It all goes back to being dirt. It all, basically goes back through a cycle, dirt to dirt, that allows, us to sort of, have a sustainable future, which is so important with, so many of the issues that we face with the environment today.
It's a very intriguing anecdote, because I never thought of it that way. The brain always seems to go to the path of least resistance. And when you're talking about those bins, you're right. I feel like people just kind of spread it out between them all, and then they end up having to re-go through it when it hits the factory, because they just like resort and resort. Very intriguing note there. Do you want to talk a little bit about guidance as well here? What you guys kind of see moving into 2022, the second half, summer here, and just where the company's headed?
Sure. We've been growing strongly. We had our sort of first revenues last year when we opened up our first straw lines in South Carolina. We have 2 food production facilities, one that's operational in South Carolina, one that's about to go online in Las Vegas. Basically in the last month of the year, we did a few $100,000 of sales as we got our first straw lines online. And basically, we've been showing some pretty aggressive growth this year. We've in our first quarter, we doubled on a monthly basis. Going into our second quarter, we're going to double our revenues again. And I think we're going to continue to sort of see some very aggressive growth on both the the top line and come to a point later this year that will actually be profitable as well. So we're in very good shape, and we're excited. We've got some great customers that are online. Eco Products, which many know. Actually, it's funny. Their logo is almost synonymous with sustainable packaging and sustainable food services items. Most people, if they go into a restaurant, will see that little eco logo on it, and see that as some sort of a symbol. It's actually a company's logo, and we do a lot of business with them. They're a great company and a great partner for us to have. Sell a lot of straws to them right now under their logo. And so, as we move forward, we've got some really good traction with some other great companies that are household names. So we're excited as the future goes. As we get to the end of the year or beginning of next year, we're going to first start rolling out our molded fiber starch product. Our molded starch product is the one that I was talking about at the beginning. That's really, really exciting. It's different than anyone. I've got one item here that's sort of a standard sort of food services item. As you can see, very, very rigid. An item like this, many people would get a paper item that's paper thin and, dropping your food all over the floor. With this, we're going to be able to, sell it for about the same cost, if not a little bit better, actually, than some of the molded fiber paper that's truly compostable that's out in the market. And people are going to have a substantive thing that they can actually, have their meal in, and then, as I said, throw it all into the green bin, because it'll all go back and compost. And whether that's in a commercial composting facility or whether it's in a backyard home composting situation, it does both. So it's a great new innovative product that we're excited to get out to market.
Yeah, this seems like it's going to be a fairly pivotal year from an expansion standpoint, with some more catalyst by the looks of it, with those products coming up toward the end of the year and into next year. So that's very good to hear that you guys aren't just kind of like a startup phase at this point. You sound like to become a seasoned company here, just expanding these products, which is incredible. But can you kind of give us some insight into that aha moment for you? What got you into this business? And just any of your history would be great to hear.
Sure. I was, I was an elected official in British Columbia, and I was a member of the legislature here, and a group approached me while I was elected, talking about the importance of sustainability. And I was on many of the environment has always been a real focus of mine for many, many years. And they had some great technology. It was the molded starch technology that I've been talking about, and so when I left politics, I acquired that technology from them and built Evan-S. And we, in that process, ran into a number of others that are in the market, and we have a great joint venture with Minima right now as well that allows us to make the straws and the other biopolymer product. And I think the exciting thing about this is that here's one of our straws that we make in South Carolina right now. It looks and feels like a plastic straw, even though it's just cornstarch. And I think so many people are just so tired of paper straws that dissolve in their drink. And the other real difficulty with paper straws that companies like A&W that are trying to do the right thing don't seem to fully appreciate as well. And we've seen it in the past within compostable items as well. We had other large brands that adopted compostable packaging a while ago, and then realized that they were all laced in PFAS, which are carcinogenic chemicals that last forever. From a lot of these products that were being, delivered from China. And, so there was now a ban for, items to be called compostable. They can't have any of those items, but, there's many, many great uses for paper products. I'm not certain straws are one of them, because, if anyone's been near a pulp mill or a paper facility, there's a reason why it smells like it does, and it's not because they're using some great chemicals in the process there. And so if you think about it, drinking a drink through a straw that's paper that has potentially those items in it is not probably the most health conscious or safe thing for people to be doing. So not only are they mechanically not the best, I think at some point someone's going to there's going to be an aha moment for other people to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't be drinking through these paper straws, because the dioxins and other chemicals that are used in the paper process may still be present there. And especially, I saw some straws that recently came out of China and they were excited by the fact that they had recycled paper in them. Well, recycled paper has inks and those types of things that they take out of them through bleaching processes and that. And but that being said, do you really want to drink something through a straw that's dissolving in your mouth that has all these chemicals in it? It makes no sense to me at all. So, I'm excited that we have a great product, looks and feels like what people are used to, made out of cornstarch. So it kind of composts, goes back to the dirt that it originally was when it was the corn was growing from it. So it's exciting. We got some great products and some new products that we'll have over the next couple of years as well.
Yeah, that sounds like a very mission driven company for you. I really appreciate these insights today, Doug. Thanks so much for coming out.
No problem. It was great to be here.
Always a pleasure. On that note, I want to pass the question off to the viewers. We'd love to know what you guys think in that comment section below. Consider subscribing, because as more news comes down the wire, we'll of course continue to update you here. And of course, we appreciate Doug giving us some insight into the portfolio brand that is Evan-S. On that note, stay cool, stay awesome. And as always, I look forward to catching you in the next one.